Nerdrotic.com.
Welcome, travelers, to the fringes of reality, where the strange and mysterious meet, and the thin veil between fact and fiction is torn. Welcome to the Forbidden Frontier.
Why is it so dark in here?
Why are you to adjust?
You're so. I can't even see you.
I feel like
Been
I should darken
transported
mine.
into
am
the
way too
Batman.
white for you to say that. Okay.
I think
I
your camera
reflect.
got freaked out when you put the mug up. It was like,
It
wow.
did. Oh yeah, it's called white balancing. Something
Yeah.
Ryan needs to learn about.
Oh, it makes so much sense.
Damn.
White
Heavily
balancing.
balanced to the white side.
White. Wait.
People.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I've had an amazing week of watching my Twitter notification timeline devolve into Agatha stands going after me. So funny.
It's been good. It's been good to watch.
Great. It's been so. I've been laughing my ass off. But we have some fun stuff to talk about. Since we're dual streaming, but this is a Rumble show. We're gonna talk about some gay black rappers. Okay.
Yep. It's in the news.
There's some Diddy news. Some Diddy news that gets highly conspiratorial. So it's in the frame of it. We had a trailer of a show that made this show. And then we're gonna go over the documentary that Johanna talked about last week, which we watched, called The Atlantis Puzzle, which it's a piece of the puzzle. But it's like one piece and it misses like all the other pieces. But there's a good piece in there.
It's very focused. I feel
It
like,
is.
on a very specific theory.
Yeah, it focuses on some cool things that might make Jimmy from Bright Inside a little happy. You know?
Oh yeah, I thought that many times during the
yes.
documentary. I'm like, I bet Jimmy's gonna love this doc.
Yeah.
Like
So
5 minutes
that's-
in, I was like, I know where this is going. I know where it's going. And it went
Uh-huh.
there.
Mhm.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yep. But it misses like some things that are just like, oh, dude, you were right there. But we'll get into it. Hi, Adam, clean shaven, new dad, getting ready
Button-down
for
shirt, like
button-down
what is
shirt.
what is this?
Getting ready
Who is
not to
this
see
guy?
the sun for 6 months. Adam Crigler.
Oh, thanks for reminding me. Yeah, it's okay. I am having a great time. I've slept for the first time the entire night through last night.
Oh,
since
wow.
we were born.
Congratulations.
I know, huge. I woke up and I was like, did I
was
just
that?
did I just sleep?
I just-
Yeah, I think it was 7 hours straight
Oh.
through. It's been a while and it
Rarity.
was fantastic. Yeah, I loved it. And not only that, but I had fed my son via bottle last night twice. So 2 feeding segments, and I was able to let my wife
Wait,
sleep.
you didn't breastfeed your own son?
Oh, my
God, no.
Switch.
No, don't get me
2024,
started on the men that try to
Your
do
own
that.
son.
That is. Ooh.
Yeah, no, and she was able to sleep for 8 hours. I got her 8 hours of sleep, and then I went to sleep. So it was the first night we both got to sleep, full night's sleep. It was awesome.
Great.
I mean, it was segmented, but whatever, Yeah, it was great. So other than that, though, I've been great, feeling good. I was on George's stream earlier, and
Jorge.
George is killing it. And yeah, just life is good.
I was watching earlier, and he's all, I haven't seen Gladiator 2 yet. And I was waiting for somebody to go, nobody's seen Gladiator 2 yet.
Yes. It's not out.
Right.
Out.
I love George. Yeah, I was watching a little bit earlier.
Nice.
Well, great. That's fantastic. Quarterback, Garrett, have you had fun rewatching the Rings of Power episode 6 again over the last,
man.
3 days?
I just love that show so much. It's full of empty spaces in between every word, and it's so good. I have to watch it like 3 times. It's so fun. Yes, I had a good week as well. I released a video on my new channel. It's doing pretty well. It's like almost 20K. So thank you everybody out there that checked it out. Thank you, Adam.
Man on the street.
Yeah, I'm gonna do more of that stuff. And I this is what we got this show started for. I love doing this stuff, like the Atlantis stuff and Ancient Apocalypse and how it all connects. I'm so excited to watch the trailer too, because I have not watched the trailer. I've waited for this show, so I'm excited to get in. I've seen some photos.
Some of you did. That's good.
I've been
hey,
spoiled
when we go to San Francisco, when I finally go to San Francisco to get the rest of my stuff, we got to take you with us, and we'll do some man on the street down on the Tenderloin. We'll
let's do it.
Yeah,
I'm ready. I want to do that. It'll be great.
Well, glad you're here, man. We're almost done with Rings of Power. Only a couple more weeks, bro, and a super cut, and then it's like 2 years.
Oh man, and then we could just take it out back.
Take it out back.
And then 2 years.
Good break soon.
Shit. Yeah. Old Yellow, that shit.
You guys are leaving for Peru in a couple weeks now.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about that.
It's insane.
Can't wait for Peru. Really trying not to think about plane flights at all. Like keeping it out of my mind. It's all good.
Travel.
Luke is there. Luke Caverns is there right now, and he's texting me pictures, right? That look amazing, right? For one, Luke, young guy, good-looking guy. He's got his like Indiana Jones jacket on. He's got his like uniform, like I would never wear out there. And he's like, his hair's glistening wet from a recent rain, and he's like posing. And Machu Picchu, he's like, "Hey, ladies, my name is Luke Caverns. I look for lost cities. I might find something lost in you." There you go.
Oh,
yeah.
Looking for that temple.
Yeah, he's happy.
No,
oh my god.
No, he also. The funny thing is, the next post was, "Yeah, I totally forgot my anniversary. I'm glad I have a lovely wife."
Most amazing.
She is very nice. We met her.
Oh,
She's nice.
she's very sweet, and she will never let him forget it for the rest of his life. I don't care how sweet she is, and she would have every right to. By the way, as two guys here who have forgotten their wife at the airport.
This is true.
Got to pick their wife at the airport. Yeah, mine was 20 years ago, and it's like yesterday to Melissa. Trust me.
A woman never forgets.
That was very recent.
Yours was recent. Mine wasn't.
My wife's birthday tomorrow, so make sure I don't forget about that.
Yeah, don't forget. You want X-Ray Girl to remind you?
Get that locked in. Yeah,
I'm just gonna message you tomorrow, Garrett. Don't forget.
Hey, just in case.
Hey, you could tell her happy birthday from the future, because technically I'm on. That's her birthday where I'm at.
That's right.
Happy birthday.
Hey.
What's up, X-Ray Girl?
Hi.
Happy birthday.
There you go. You're covered now. You're good. You don't have to say anything else.
No, that was for you. Got to tell her it's from me.
It's Adam.
Thank you.
She got it.
I feel better.
I'm doing good. I'm so excited for Ancient Apocalypse. When I saw that super chat come in last week, it just reminded me how this all started, which was we were watching the episodes and reviewing it. And so to kind of come almost full circle, it's been I guess a year and a half almost.
Wow.
And look at where we are now and what we're doing.
What episode number is this?
This is
75. Oh, so it's been a year and a half then.
Year and a half. Yeah.
Yeah. So
amazing.
You know, I feel like I've learned so much, and yet there's still more to learn. And yeah, excited
Just
for
getting
it.
Started.
Yeah, one metric year. Yeah, you're right. So yes, I'm very happy to be here tonight. It's going to be a fun show. So let's start out with I have no article or anything. I was just going over Twitter.
Or should we start with the ad read? Because I forgot to remind you beforehand. The link is
we need
the
to
private
remind
chat.
you to remind me.
I'll remind X-Ray, and X-Ray will remind you, and Adam can remind me.
Yeah. All right.
Here we go.
I got it right.
So it's all
here.
up to you, Adam.
Garrett, remind X-Ray to
Okay.
the
Hey,
ad
X-Ray.
Hey,
Chat,
There's an ad read.
Chat, could you remind us to do the ad read? I can rely on the chat.
Remind me that there's to remind Garrett.
Yeah.
To remind X-Ray, to remind Gary to read that. Thank you.
I can rely on the chat.
Chat's the best. Of course they're gonna
I have an
remember.
excuse. Okay, I have a drug-addled brain. I'm
Okay.
surprised I can remember my son's name.
I'm a woman. I don't.
I'm
remember
retarded.
Well, so am I.
I'm a model.
It's nobody's fault.
Wait, a male model.
Oh, see,
Oh god, yeah. I
we
didn't
need-
think I'd had to add that, but thanks, X-Ray.
You're welcome.
We unfortunately need to talk about taxes, which are theft, abject theft from the hard-working,
Looking.
hard-working man and woman. This isn't starting out good. Hard-working man and woman of both genders. Do you owe back taxes? Pandemic relief is now over, along with hiring thousands of new agents and field officers and recently endorsing President Kamala Harris. The IRS has kicked off 2024 by sending over 5 million pay-up letters to those who have unfilled tax returns and balance owed. Don't waive your rights and speak with them on your own. They are not your friends. Tax Network USA, a trusted tax relief firm, Garrett, has saved over $1 billion in back taxes for their clients, and they can help you secure the best deal possible, whether you owe 10,000 or 10 million. How many people in the chat owe 10 million? I hope not. If you do, taxation is theft. They can help you, whether it's business or personal taxes, even if you have the means to pay or you are on a fixed income. They can help finally resolve your tax burdens once and for all. Call 1-800-958-1000. That's 1-800-958-1000 for a private free consultation, or visit TNUSA. That's Tax Network USA.com/Nerdrotic. Yeah, do even if it's like for the free consultation, do not talk to them on your own. Listen, my dad was a CPA, so obviously, just like Simon Tolkien with his grandfather, I'm an expert on taxes, and you should listen to me about everything. No, I'll land you in federal prison for sure. Don't listen to me, but listen to them. Listen to them. The IRS is not your friend. Fuck the IRS.
it is not.
Nor are they a government agency.
No, audit the Fed, disband the IRS, the FBI, the CIA, the NSA. Disband them all.
All those 3-letter agencies.
All of them. All of them.
Agreed.
3-letter, 4-letter. I got a 4-letter word for them. I think I already said it though, so it's okay. All right. This is gonna be a rough transition. Gay rap.
Speaking of 3-letter agencies that have dirt on people,
Yeah.
That's a pretty good segue, actually. That
did my
I
best,
like
yeah.
that.
After the I don't know if you guys remember this because it feels like so long ago since the media is not talking about it anymore. After the second assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump,
Like, look that up
the
real
next
quick.
day, Diddy finally got arrested after they raided his home months ago, and we didn't hear a fucking thing.
Yep.
Not a thing. Now, I mean, they were probably getting the investigation going. My opinion is they were going through the tapes, seeing who they can blackmail and keep, and we'll never see them. We'll never see nothing. None of this will make the light of day. But they needed a sacrificial lamb, and it was Diddy, who was throwing these freaky parties that he was free to talk about for years and years. And I remember him being on Conan O'Brien. I watch Conan O'Brien every night. I remember him talking brazenly about this. Didn't think it was this bad. You know, hundreds of dildos found. Justin Bieber's backside.
Thousands of
Bottles.
bottles of
The
baby
bottles.
oil.
Yeah.
EB oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and now Diddy has been arrested. He has been denied $50 million bail, and he is on self-deletion watch.
Yep.
Self-deletion watch.
Hopefully
Interesting.
those cameras stay on.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's definitely going to be deleted. And by him, I mean the person that they arrested. Pull
Yes.
up the. I just posted
okay.
a couple pictures.
Yeah, I know where you're going with this.
There's reference photos here. Now this is a conspiracy.
Oh, I
right?
see.
But we're
I
gonna
see.
talk about it.
This is a total
People-
conspiracy. It's
people
just the
say-
internet. I don't know what's true or not.
Look at these
misinformation or
images
not.
though. Look at these images. All right, we have the mugshot. Okay, his mugshot, and we've got a couple comparison shots. Here's him on the left. Did he?
Angle, Adam.
Where's his mole? That's what I want to know. Where's his mole on his cheek? Gone.
Maybe they touched it up.
Where are they finding
Maybe-
all these people
maybe
that
there's
look
a-
exactly
Why would
like
they?
the other people?
Why would they do that?
Maybe they filter. Maybe they use filters on the mugshots now.
Okay, wait. And Garrett asked something
Face
really,
cuts
really
up.
good though. Where are they finding these people? This is part of the deal, right? This is. I feel like when you become someone like Diddy, which I guess is the DEI or the diversity hire Epstein, right? You know, just the different color, but same thing. Honeypotting actresses, musicians to try to get them to be part of the like Paramore.
Right.
There's just like this.
Who was
this
reading
saying,
a
oh,
script,
hey,
by the way?
I don't
reading a
think you
script-
need to read a script to be stupid. I think she
No,
probably
well,
believes
No,
this
she
dumb
does.
shit.
She does.
she
For
does,
one,
but she's
who the
reading
fuck is
what
listening
she's
to
told.
Paramore?
Now,
Who?
this is like
Nobody.
15-year-old band. Nobody
It's like
listens
And
to it.
even if
15-year-old
they're
band, it wasn't
listening to
good in the
Paramore,
first place.
the people listening to Paramore are old enough to not be swayed by Paramore going, Project 2025 is bad.
We gotta
Trump
get all
bad.
of
They're all
America.
like, what the shut the fuck up and sing. What?
Silly.
Woke white women. But yeah, so we have this mugshot, but we also have another interesting development today, which probably has nothing to do with it because half of the show's on YouTube right now.
Nothing to do with it.
We're not going to get conspiratorial at all. This is all poppycock. That
I'm gonna.
multiple people have deleted their entire Twitter timelines. Pink,
Yeah.
Usher,
Usher.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox, who has a movie out right now. And it's supposed to be like her quote unquote best role and most prominent role in a while. Weird. It's really strange.
You know, Diddy adopted a lot of people. Like he legally adopted
Bieber.
Usher, didn't he? And Bieber.
Remember the Dave Chappelle sketch? That was making the rounds
Yeah.
Yeah.
on Twitter.
Yeah.
Where
That was
he's
funny.
riding his bodyguards.
Have you seen? Yeah, he's on the back.
I missed.
He's all
I missed
giddy
Seen
up.
that,
Chappelle show.
I don't know if it was like on Instagram Live or Facebook Live or something, but Diddy was doing all of these videos with like his kids.
Okay,
I
I'm going to
posted
shut
it.
down the sorry,
Go
Garrett.
to my
I'm
page
going
if
to
you want
shut
to share
down the
it.
studio. Okay, I'm going to shut down the studio unless one of you goes out and gets me the breast milk from a Cambodian woman.
I need you to walk to North New Jersey, and get me fresh breast milk from a
That's like the
Cambodian
stuff
immigrant.
that's like it's been around.
He
People
starts
know about it.
clinking the bottles.
He's like clank, clank,
Breast milk.
breast milk. Talking about breast milk.
God
That's
damn, I
weird.
love that show so much.
Such a classic.
It
That's
is
that
weird,
stuff.
Garrett.
If you know about these things and you can't say them, but you can write them in a sketch and you can make fun of them adjacently. That's what that sounds
Yeah.
like.
So like
It's wild
50
that this is all
Cent-
coming out now.
50 Cent has been out there criticizing him for a long time. I saw some people go after Eminem. Eminem's got massive TDS, but I don't think he was a buddy of Diddy.
I agree with that statement.
yeah. Flood's
Midwest.
been setting people straight on it. Good old
Yeah.
Flood's been, dude. Flood's a G.
Yeah.
We love Flood.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think that's an amazing coincidence. It could have nothing to do with it. Just like when people get hired at Lucasfilm and they delete half their Twitter timeline or thousands of tweet, like Leslie Headland, that dumb
Man.
bitch from the Star Wars podcast who wrote some comic books, who hates white people, and stated it definitively on Twitter. So yeah, it's probably got nothing to do with it at all.
I don't know how far down a rabbit hole I can take this conversation.
Take
'Cause
it.
it goes. Oh,
Do it.
Man.
What if they rip
Okay,
it
so
off YouTube? It'll be on Rumble.
It's on.
all right.
So,
So Diddy has been seen with some prominent people. Right?
yes.
And has he Garrett mentioned that he did this weird video where he sat with I think it was his daughter, and he was seemingly naming names. Well, there's an image of him with a Chelsea Handler, or excuse me, Rachel Chandler. Have you guys heard that name before? Oh
Sounds
man, it's too late.
familiar.
I already said the name. Okay, so oh man. So Bill Clinton,
Okay.
when this whole
Oh,
Epstein
man.
Island thing was being exposed, well, not exposed, trying to be hidden, swept under the rug, and what ended up under this rug was a lot of connections with Epstein and Bill Clinton, the Clintons, and a Rachel Chandler who worked for Balenciaga. And there's like,
Balenciaga.
yeah, there's this circle of people that worked with providing Epstein with certain things. There's a reason he was arrested in the first place, and the reason why Diddy is now being arrested. Well, it turns out there's images circulating around. I'm looking at it, and I'll be honest, I don't think we should go that far. I feel like I'm just kind of I'm
Just talk
scratching
about it. That's
I'm
Dance
scratching
on
the
it,
surface
a
here.
little speculation.
And in this photo, you see Rachel Chandler, you see Diddy, you see Jennifer Lopez, you see I think it's Jay-Z. It kind of looks like
It's in the
Jay-Z.
picture.
I'm not really you guys want to see it here? I'll send
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I'll post it in research if you want to look at it. And well, just the fact that Rachel Chandler is involved, she's one of the people that Epstein used to
I've seen this. Yeah.
get product. I hate even saying it like that, but
Is she
to
the one
them,
that's off to the
it was.
left?
That's the way they see it.
Yes,
So
all the way
Okay.
to the
I
left.
think that's
Yeah,
a accurate term as far as like their perspective. I mean, it's
yeah. Well,
inhuman and horrific, but that's how they
what this
see it.
is, two things, right? Distraction from people looking at the fact that they tried to kill Trump again, right? All right, all right, we're gonna arrest him now. Boom, next day, Diddy's arrested. Now everyone's been talking about Diddy.
New
No
news
one's
cycle.
talking about the fact that Trump was almost assassinated again.
Oh, and
like,
they caught the
very
guy,
day
and we
after.
haven't heard a thing from him. Like,
Yeah, what happened to
where's
that guy?
alive?
What happened to him? Nothing, right? Oh,
Weird.
people are finding out that he actually was anti-Trump. Gave money to the Democrats. It's
A little bit
all
pro
too
Ukraine.
obvious.
Yeah.
Pro-Ukraine. Yeah, exactly. So this is just another honeypot operation for a different aspect of Hollywood, the musical side of it. Epstein was, I think, more the political side of it, controlling politicians, controlling people that are in that aspect, whereas Diddy's more the Hollywood, well, maybe not Hollywood, but music.
The fact that the music industry didn't go through
Yep.
Me Too like Hollywood is astounding.
Yeah.
Because it's far worse than the music industry. Music industry is the seediest industry out there. Like, it's just not prominent anymore.
Yeah, I think that's
Hollywood-
what it really was. Is it lost its prominence because of the 2000s and digital music and made it so easy. So the industry itself kind of subsided, and the Hollywood industry is still, or it used to be, was still at its height at the time. So that was the one that you could easily take down. But yeah, same exact thing. You have producers that are preying on young starlets that want to break big. You have all of the young acts like Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears and all these that are super young when they got in the industry.
Disney
Can you show?
kids.
Can we show this picture? We're deep in this
No.
right now, guys.
we're gonna.
No, this not the one
Oh.
the one I just posted.
Mm.
Not the previous one.
You
That's
tell
fine.
me, Garrett. But
Well,
fact of the
I
matter
mean-
is, we have institutions invaded by government, controlled by government in
CIA.
multiple ways. Oh, CIA is involved in every major in any industry that provides information, be it artistic or news,
Culture,
quote or culture. They are embedded everywhere.
100%.
Absolutely.
I
everywhere.
understand if you
Operation
don't wanna show it.
Mockingbird never ended. Okay, it expanded. So
100%.
and weeding all that out, and the fact that Elon exposed it so much when he took over Twitter. Remember, he retweeted last night. He's all, Twitter is both and this was back in 2022. I think it was either right when he bought it or before he bought it. He tweeted out, Twitter is both a social media company and a crime scene.
Yep. Yeah. Imagine what Elon knows.
Oh,
imagine what was deleted before Elon took over.
Bought it. Good
Oh.
point.
Oh, dude.
All the files there. That's why they were like, quick, we got to delete all the stuff before he gets in.
So,
Yeah.
thinking that this can be solved
Us.
in 4 years is insane. Like, this is a problem. This is deep-seated, massive corruption that will take generations if they have the fortitude to get rid of it. Doesn't mean you don't do it, though. Absolutely do it. But this is gonna take some time, folks. And we're just starting. Like, this is like holdover corruption from last century that's now being weeded out as these institutions, and I use that air quotes, like broadcast TV start to fall, and the music industry start to fall and become less prominent, and then the rats flee the sinking ship, and some of them rat when they're on their way out. So it'll be interesting to see.
Evil people doing evil deeds.
Yep.
It's good to see somebody like Diddy go down, and hopefully
he did
all this.
it.
If he did it, if he did in fact do it, when we'll see if there's proof of that. But it seems to be that way. It's great that he went down, but like Adam said, is it just to be like, all right, well we're pulling your string because we need to distract from something else?
Exactly. Here's what's probably going to happen. He'll go to jail. He'll get convicted, and we won't find out a damn thing.
Right. It's going to be years. We still don't know the Epstein stuff, like all of the Epstein stuff. So it's going to be the same situation. We might get
how many clients have been brought to justice? None. Zero.
Zero. How many bankers were brought to justice in 2008 after the
zero?
Right.
Zero.
No, they all got raises, Gary.
How many got bonuses? All of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they say Epstein's on an island somewhere living life.
Maybe.
It wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't. It would.
Like, look, we need a fall guy. Hey, Diddy, we need a fall guy.
You
got your clone in order?
You had your fun. Yeah, you got your clone. Your body double.
You wouldn't even need a clone. You wouldn't need a clone. You just bring him in, take a photo, and leave.
Let's get to something fun.
All right, fun stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's get to something fun. Let's
Okay,
do a
kinda
little
went deep
trailer
there.
reaction.
Could have gotten worse, but
unfortunately, this show is coming out while we're in Peru, but we will cover it as soon as we get back.
Man, yeah.
Well, we're only gonna miss one day, right?
Well, it's coming out all at once.
No, I know, but our show,
we're only missing one weekend. Yeah.
Right.
As far as I know.
Okay.
I don't think we're missing Friday Night Tights. I think we're just going to change the time. I need to know like what we're doing on that scheduled day, X-Ray Girl, but like we can wing it from our hotel rooms,
Please.
On our laptops.
I've done it before.
Can. If I can do an FNT from if I can live stream from a castle in Sicily with shitty internet and from Paris, France.
Yeah. And still make a little different video
than being out in the middle of Peru somewhere.
Well, we're going to be in cities and towns. We're driving out. Yeah, we're going to be in Cusco. By the way, another thing, Luke.
So jealous.
Luke sent me a picture of the food. Of the food.
Did he?
I saw a picture. He was like at somebody's house. It looked like, and they were making food.
Yeah, it's here. I want to do this.
Did it look bad?
I need to make sure I'm not like
bunch of guinea pigs or wait.
Doxing them.
If I get the opportunity, I'm gonna eat one.
Here,
I'm
gonna.
Pig? Wait, no, is it guinea pigs? Is that what it was?
Here, I'm screen grabbing this and I'm putting it in Discord right now. Hang on.
I have no qualms. I never had a guinea pig. I don't care about guinea pigs. If people eat them,
FNT research, not an FNT research, FF research.
I mean,
it's like a really small dog.
You go to X-Rays, girl. Would you try dog if she fed it to you?
Okay,
maybe.
Garrett? No.
There's that.
It didn't look like a dog.
Oh my god, it looks so strange.
Okay, here's
it? Is this guinea pig?
That's the guinea pig. It looked like a cooked hand in a burrito to me. But he's like, look at this
in a different way.
They have to like zoom in to.
Okay, hold on. Let me bring it up.
Yeah, he sends me this, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? It looks like a hand in a burrito.
It looks like a witch hand.
Looks like cooked fingers.
I thought they were little bread, like little sticks of bread.
Yeah, like a little baguette in a bed.
Those are not fingers. Those are guinea pigs.
We're doing it.
Garrett,
those are the cooked
I'm
guinea
excited.
pigs.
Are you doing it?
I'll do
So-
it with you if you do
Let's
it.
do it.
Let me tell you what else he said after that.
Oh God, no.
Oh God, yeah, it gets
He
worse.
said, "Yum."
Did he try it?
Well, yeah, he ate it because he's weird.
See? All right.
he's
You gotta
young.
be down for the adventure, man.
It's part of travel, cultures
No,
and what they
no.
eat.
No.
Dude, that was nothing. 5 minutes before this, I saw some Peruvians selling the front half of off the bone cow faces.
Oh, that's not that weird.
That's less weird.
That's
Well,
less weird.
that's
Cow
actually what-
faces.
It's not-
Yeah, that's less weird.
Yeah. What?
It's still meat,
think
I
so?
guess.
Yeah. What?
He
Yeah,
said
the-
if you visit the
Like the
markets
cheek
of,
meat.
he said if you visit the
is-
markets of Cusco, prepare yourself.
'Cause
Prepare
the thing
yourself.
is, some of these countries, they just don't like wasting, so I can see them
I
trying
get
to
it.
use.
No.
Yeah.
Dude,
Zoom in more in the.
I
Zoom
heard
in more.
I
so
heard
you can
tongue
see-
is really good
Have y'all ever been to Chinatown in like New York or in San Francisco or LA? Like
New
I
York.
went to
Chinatown,
New
yeah.
York. Yeah.
deep in the Chinatown, like real Chinatown,
Like
and then you
hanging
see
from the window.
like you see what they really
Yeah.
eat. It's like turtle soup and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's
Turtle soup is good.
oh, see,
Sorry.
I don't know if I'd eat that just because it sounds gross.
I like
Just
turtle.
like it sounds like dirty swamp.
well, the
turtles.
shell would be a little rough, wouldn't it?
You're not eating the
you
shell.
don't eat the shell.
Oh
The
my
shell.
God. No, it's actually
I'll
the
break the
bowl,
shell up, I
Gary.
eat
They
it,
like
like a
flip
chip.
it over and put the soup in that.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry, Steph. She
Guinea
loves
pigs
turtles.
getting eaten.
oh well. Yeah. So that's that. So Ancient Apocalypse trailer
Yes.
has dropped. Ancient Apocalypse season 2. We were hoping for it. I guess Graham, because I know Andre from Midnight's Edge interviewed Graham, and he told me like he was specifically told he could not ask him about this. And this is just pure my speculation. He got so much fucking heat that he probably didn't want to like talk about it at all, so none of the locations would ban him from going there.
Makes sense.
And it totally makes sense. Like
True.
absolutely
point.
makes sense. Like why he would keep this under wraps, and probably there's NDAs involved and stuff, and he probably doesn't. There's so much competition in this field now, right? That he probably wants. Graham doesn't have to worry about any of that, but
They
there
all want a
is-
piece of that skirt, you know.
they do, but this was a massive hit for Netflix, by the way. As far as like, especially when you compare budgetary to other shit they make, like this brought people in, and the controversy only helped. So the Flint diddlers out there who cause shit, that you just bring more people to Graham. So keep being a dipshit. That's fine. I'm fine
He
with that.
is.
Like
We'll talk about that in a little
when
bit,
people
actually.
try to cancel certain people on Twitter, it gains them a lot of subs.
How would you know
Uh,
this, Gary?
I would know Perry. They went after our friend Perry because
They did.
hashtag stop the Asian hate. And Perry for Nerdrotic Daily was gaining 1,000 subs a day. 1,000
Yeah.
subs a day. We were doing on the main channel a little bigger than that, but that also Rings of Power had just started. So I'll affix 10,000 subs from it. So
Not
thank
too
you.
shabby.
Welcome to everybody who's here. So yeah, I'm glad Graham held his ground. You're going to recognize somebody in this trailer too. You're going to recognize, it'll surprise you if you haven't seen it. So you guys ready? You guys, we're going to get hit for this.
Ready.
So, fuck it. I don't care. Let's go.
For those who don't know me, I'm Graham Hancock.
I've been exploring the possibility of a lost civilization in prehistory for more than 30 years.
Pause it there. 30 years. That's him climbing. God, I want to do that. I know it's illegal, but I guess if you pay people off, you can do it.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah. I want to do that so bad.
how tall is it? I can't imagine how many
700
steps.
and correct me if I'm wrong, chat. 730 feet, something to that effect.
Amazing.
Good glute workout. Damn, he's got a
Yeah.
backpack on too.
You gotta be careful though. You do have to be careful. Like,
Because you can fall down.
Oh,
well,
But if
that's
you
the-
fell and died on one of the pyramids, wouldn't that be a great way to go?
it kind of is.
Iconic.
Okay.
I mean, my kids might
All right.
miss me, but might. When I was a young lad, in my 20s, I used to go out to Joshua Tree and go bouldering. You ever been bouldering, guys?
yeah.
Every
Older-
freaking time I
long
walk
time ago.
outside my house.
There you go. Bouldering's awesome. So you climb giant boulders. That's all you do. You put some gloves on because it can fuck up your hands, and you climb some boulders, and you get down in there, and hopefully you don't get stuck.
127 hours.
Archaeology claims that if there were such a thing as a lost civilization, they would have found it already. Well, I profoundly disagree with that. And now my quest continues.
This looks like it's better produced. It looks even better than last season.
The video that they did with the asteroid, I don't know, whatever it was coming down, hitting that piece of Earth. It makes me think that they're going to put a lot of good visuals in. Better
I've been
than
asking
last season.
for that, like what he and in particular Randall have described. I want to see a visual of that, a full visual of the meteors hitting the ice sheets melting, the ejecta going up, coming back down, burning up all the fauna.
I want to see like bird's eye view. I want to see on the ground, like all of it.
The absolute horror of it. And I think it would be good. You know, it's one thing to read something, it's one thing to hear it, and it's another thing to see it. And we've seen pieces, but I'd love to see like a full sped up version of everything that went down. The seas rising, all of it.
Yep.
In a part of the world often overlooked by historians of humanity's origins.
What part of the world would that be?
Looks like
look at
the
that.
states that we
Chocolate
got
Canyon.
were about 13,200 before present.
Exploring some of the
Easter
world's
Island.
most intriguing ancient wonders.
There's numerology, there's mathematics, there's astronomy.
This could be considered
guy dyes
lost
his hair.
technology.
And making new discoveries.
Wow.
Yep.
Ooh, that's
I want you
cool.
to keep this in mind, by the way. Keep that. See that little circle? I want you to keep that in mind. Remember, we talked about with Johanna. Great guest, by the way. The Bar Caves, right?
Yeah.
And remember, I was really kind of tripping on the shape, the
Circle to the
circle
square.
with a little
the little-
hallway that goes to a square. Didn't we just see that image on a documentary we were about to discuss?
Yeah.
We did. Repeated patterns. Please continue.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
I mean, as a kid, I always thought the timeline
Whoa! Whoa!
That's awesome.
was off.
All with a radical
Okay,
new
Keanu Reeves couldn't get any fucking cooler. I mean, like,
I agree.
Freaking dude, he's
Come
so
on,
awesome.
save some for the rest of us, dude.
Still on the floor. Oh my god.
position in mind. Could the key to discovering a lost civilization of the Ice Age lie here? In the Americas?
Dude,
Hey,
visuals are gonna be cool. Visuals are gonna be cool.
Oh, look, concentric circles, Garrett.
Yeah,
Concentric circles, like all over the place. There's another thing that just like people
Like
just
it's all
really like
connected.
concentric circles. Hell yeah!
Oh my god!
I love when we get so enthusiastic about how the world almost ended. Graham Hancock.
And it can again.
And can again. Well, that's fucking awesome.
Hell yeah. And so soon. It's just like, boom, is now going to be out really soon. Like, I thought it was going to be, we're going to get
a
like
year and a half later.
Well, no, I mean, like,
Worth the
no
wait.
lead up. No, I thought it was going to be like, we're going
Announcing
to.
for 2025.
Yeah, it's going to be like 2
quarter.
years out.
The only thing
Right.
Netflix does like long-term promos for are like the Stranger
Big
Things.
stuff.
Like that's it.
I
Everything
like
else
this.
is like they do it a week early, you know.
I like this because I don't have to wait. It's like I just see it, and then I can just wait
Yep.
like a week, 2 weeks, and it's already here.
Hey, they gave us a teaser of The Witcher season 4 back in May. Does anybody remember?
No.
No.
Heck yes.
Yes.
So production value looks better.
Yep.
Looks like they're getting a lot more like in location footage.
Focusing on Americas. I didn't know that. That's different, and I bet Luke was excited to see that.
Yeah.
Dude, and also, and this is great news, by the way. These shows are money, like pure money. They bring in subscribers. They don't cost a lot, and they have a lot of repeat viewing value. You know, like
evergreen.
Like
there's
evergreen. All Ancient Aliens are evergreen as hell. You can just pick one up, and you don't really know what time it's in. You can just pick one up and just watch it. It's been going on for. It's on its quote unquote 20th season. Hasn't been around 20 years, but it's on its 20th season. And you know, Skinwalkers, like these shows are money. People love them. So and it's a way to circumvent unions and all kinds of fun stuff. And you don't have to pay WGA writers, and it's just pure money. And it's informative and way more entertaining than most of the crap we see. So I can't wait. More of the world's going to learn about Graham. And he has definitely some interesting theories. Are all of his theories right? He doesn't even think all of his theories are right. He just goes, wow, look at this. This is weird. And it's really bizarre and surreal that some of those locations we're seeing now, we're actually going to go see.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Dude, like in a week, like a couple weeks.
3 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
It's not 2 weeks, is it?
2.5.
I've got so much work to do before we leave.
Sorry.
So does Garrett. So does Perry. Perry's going to be busy the week before. So I have to do my away video. I've been sitting on an evergreen idea for a couple 3 months now that we're going to release that while I'm in Peru. So
yeah,
there you go.
And Supercut.
And the supercut of Rings of Power season 2, which I think it's looking at 2 hours at this time.
It's gonna.
I'm like, the last one, I'm like, hey, this one will be short. And I looked at it. I'm like, oh, it's not short. Sorry, Garrett.
That's probably fine.
But yeah, that looks brilliant. And we will break down every single episode over the course of probably 2 months. So we're not gonna like just do one show. We're gonna do a deep dive on every episode per show. So be ready. Be ready.
It's like,
and yeah.
I was gonna say, even the last season, I remember just like trying to find other stuff about, oh, we went to this location about this and learn more about that, because he is so dense in the information that he gives.
It's a rabbit hole. It's an absolute rabbit hole.
I think he does it in a very clear way, though. Like sometimes we watch a lot of these documentaries and they go through some information so quickly. I'm like, what? I don't understand. And then they go on to the next thing. But he's very clear about what
he's a very good presenter, and he's very good at hitting the bullet points and giving you enough context without getting like. My only criticism, I love Randall Carlson unconditionally. I love the guy. He gets into the weeds and he just doesn't know how to self-edit because he's so focused on all the information. It's not even a criticism. It's just the way he is. So if you want to take on Randall's stuff, you commit to hours and hours and hours and hours. You just are.
The combo is so great. The combo of the two of them working together and like talking about this topic together is because Randall will go on these long-winded explanations of all the data, which is great because I want all that. But then Graham can bring that back in like a editorialized version. Like a reporter. He's reporting on these stories, on these theories.
Yeah, I'm fine listening to Randall for hours. I like his not even his shortened down Atlantis one that you can pay for on HowTube. That's like, I think 4 hours. I mean, his 10-hour one, one. And that one's good. But yeah, I'm fine listening to Randall for a long time, but not everybody is.
It condenses it in a way that's palatable for more normie audiences, and then they can get into the 10-hour later when they're more interested in it. But yeah, I love the combo of these guys. It's fantastic that they're doing this and they're making a second season. I'm so stoked. Keanu Reeves, that's cool. That's cool that he's also into it.
Wild. I didn't know.
I feel like that's also going to get more people into it.
Yeah,
just
100%.
Just because they're fans of his, and then they'll watch this show and get into the whole topic.
So Americas, I was assuming that they were going to go to Egypt because he made up with the antiquities in Egypt.
I think he still is.
Season 3, obviously.
Season 3.
All right, but since it's going to be Americas, where do you guys think he's going to be focusing on? Is he going to go to the Sage Wall? Is he going to? He obviously he's going to talk about.
Well,
Peru,
we saw Chaco
Yucatan.
Canyon on some drone footage. I don't know
Right,
how.
you
So
mentioned that.
I think he's going to focus. I think each episode is going to focus on a portion of the Americas. I know for sure because we heard it from somebody who's probably in the chat that we talked to, that we met at Cosmic Summit. It's been following this channel forever. That they're going to be in South America. Looking at they're going to be looking at, well, of course they're going to be in South America, but they're going to be at the rainforest. They're going to be looking at the Brazilian rainforest, in particular, looking for lost cities there. That is one thing we know because he tweeted about it. He's like, I'm currently in South America for the first time in a long time. We've got the LiDAR going. Yeah. So I think that'll be a huge part of it.
I'm stoked.
It makes me think of the documentary that we're about to talk about, and without getting ahead of it, there's a part of it that he talks about the desert of the Sahara and how it used to be green. And when I look at the Americas, especially the rainforest, and what Luke talks about, how you could walk 20 feet and be completely surrounded and lost completely by everything. The jungle just soaks everything up. And you could be standing on top of an ancient pyramid and you wouldn't know it, because it just has been completely overgrown. And he shows many videos and different examples on his channel. Shout out to Luke Caverns. But you could see how quickly civilization can just be wiped clean by forests. And I mean, the Sahara was sand, but it used to be green. What if the rainforest used to be green, or used to be sand, and has since turned into the opposite, right? This jungle that took over. So what if there was civilizations as big as the Egyptians were underneath there? What if it's just lying in wait, just waiting to be found?
Well, just from the stuff that Luke has been talking about, I think absolutely. There's so much vastness in that jungle, and just in the small amount of area that he's talked about and that we have actually surveyed, there's cities, complexes, tons of them, just in the small amount. So
millions of people lived in it, and it's not like things. I mean, yes, things grow in the jungle, but it's not agricultural, right? You can't farm in there. But they must have cleared some stuff out. There's also the evidence of a lot of the trees were planted, and then once they were planted, they just went crazy because it's the jungle. So it probably looks. You're right.
A lot of food.
A lot of food. A lot of resources,
a lot,
and they built cities, so it wasn't just like hunter-gatherers like roaming within the jungle like there is now. So it probably looked completely different, right? And we'll never know until we hit. There's going to be some technology someday where we're going to be able to, like, the ground penetrating radar within our lifetime is going to get insane. It's going to get absolutely insane. So
absolutely,
unless a meteor comes down, of course, or the sun, or the pole shift.
Micronova.
It's
another thing I want to talk about, but later.
Well, we could talk about it within the documentary, because the Atlantis puzzle, which will be available for free on YouTube in like 2 months.
Yeah.
They have the live stream set up now. It says, I just checked it, 65 days. We're 65 days. But you can rent it for like $4.99 on I think on YouTube or Amazon.
Tubi, I think, is also on there.
Tubi.
I think it's free on Tubi.
So who's the guy? You know what? I listened to the guy talk. I didn't catch or remember his name at all. What was his name?
The host or the
host? Well, there's the host.
No, I don't remember. Kelly. His last name's Kelly.
Yeah,
George Sarentitis is the Greek guy who does translating.
The whole documentary is based on his works.
Is based on this guy George Sarentitis. So
the filmmaker is affixing the Rakat structure theory to him. Like, he's the first one who kind of went there to check it out. I don't know about that.
Back in 2008. No,
2008.
In the documentary, he does show him going and doing that with the team.
Sure.
So it's basically based on the retranslation of one of Plato's 2 books that he talks about Atlantis in, and it's called Timaeus. Timaeus. Okay, so this guy George says that this was mistranslated, and he goes into different examples that we only have ocean and sea, and that's basically how we describe, and lakes describe bodies of water. And he talks about how this ancient, or Plato had different types of words for different things. Like the Mediterranean Sea wasn't a sea to them, and then the archipelago, or I forget what they're called, pelagos. I wrote it down actually, pelagos, and then also what did he call the Black Sea? It doesn't matter. He's just saying that here's some examples of how we mistranslated it. So based on that, he retranslated a lot of this. And from that, he feels like he's found where the Pillars of Heracles actually are. Now, if you bring up that
the first one,
the first one that the second one.
Second one? Okay.
The Pillars of Heracles. So right in the beginning, he talks about how there's all sorts of different theories of where the Pillars of Heracles are. And he actually has this great little image that shows all the different, throughout the years, this is where people have thought the Pillars of Heracles were. Now, it has been settled, at least for quite some time, that it's been between Spain and Morocco. Yeah, right there. The Pillars of Heracles. That's where we've just assumed that that's where they are, and that's where I thought they were.
Right. Yeah.
But he's saying that it was mistranslated, and he goes into quite a long explanation as to why. And I actually, if you go to the second grouping of things after I wrote the Atlantic Pelagos, he starts telling about this story of a Samian ship, okay, that looks like it's coming from Greek, that era up there, or Samos, I guess. And this ship was blown off course, and it ended up down in Bamba, which is now Libya. And this ship tried to return home, and supposedly was blown off course and ended up at the Pillars of Heracles, according to this story. And the way that it's described, right? So this is the second. This isn't what. Well, originally what was claimed is that he ended up at the Pillars of Heracles, which was over by Spain, and that's what was just known, right? So that's how they just came about thinking that. But this is what he retranslated Plato's Timaeus to believe what it was. Now, this guy actually, this George dude, was a sailor himself. So he's like, I actually did the nautical data and cross-reference timing of how long it would actually take to sail versus the story of what it was. And it would have taken 20 to 30 days to get all the way over to Spain, whereas this would have taken 8 to 10 days to go from Bamba to where it's not Gabe's, it's I forget how he pronounced it. It doesn't matter. So if you pull up the next picture now.
Now remember, Pelagos what translated to basically like a sea, not ocean. So that's why it's not
a sea.
Well, it's
hugged
not,
by islands.
Yeah, hugged by islands. It's
Something
not.
like
it's like
that.
a bay. It's not an ocean.
Like a bay.
So that's why he has it coming out of the. Was it the Aegean Sea? I can't even remember what it was. But
right.
Whatever's off the Mediterranean there with all those little islands near Greece. So that's what led him to start translate. And even Randall's talked about what the word that they use for continent is actually island.
Right.
Can translate into island. Now, this guy that they're focusing on can translate ancient Greek, parts of ancient Greek. They also mention that the Greeks know that there was a civilization prior to theirs that had a written language that was forgotten. And they show evidence of it in the documentary. But yeah, this goes to, for one, did you notice like what the lake was called? So this is the green period of the Sahara. Right. And there was Lake Chad and there's Lake Mega Chad.
Mega Chad.
We used to be a proper planet. Okay.
Man.
Lake Mega Chad. But yeah, go on, Adam.
Okay. So the 8 to 10 days would have arrived you right to here. Now, back when this story was taking place, this was a pelago, right? You could see where it's kind of overlaid where there's an actual lake now that's darker that exists today. Now, this river system actually goes all the way into Africa. Now, this is back when it was a green Africa. And the story of the Pillars of Heracles
goes all the way to Mauritania.
Goes, if you you don't have to bring it up, but there's a story that says, I didn't write this down, I should have, but the true translation he's saying is that both of the pillars are in Africa, not one being on the European continent and one being on the African continent. It's that they were both in Africa, and you have to pass through them into what they called. Oh, I didn't write that down either. Man, there's a lot of information.
Well, and
the Gulf of Gabes there.
The translation isn't that they were pillars; it's that it was a stela. The word that he uses is stela, which is more of like a plaque indicating the end of, could be indicating the end of the civilization, end of like all of the known area, and everything past that is Atlantis, another culture, another civilization. And that's what I think the Pillars of Heracles could mean. And I could also see, because it does seem like in history that they were confused at the location. I wonder if it's not just one location. What if it is multiple locations? And the one that Plato is talking about is a specific one, but not that's the only Pillars of Heracles. There could have been many more. You know what I mean?
If you pull up the third picture I posted, like go back up, and it's no, not this one. The one that shows the full half circle. Yeah, this. Okay, so what you're seeing on the left side, this is what he drew based on the locations and stuff talked about in Timaeus. And what on the top, you're seeing the gateway you have to pass through. Those are the two Pillars of Heracles there. You pass through there. And then as you go left, you arrive to what they claim to be the continent of Atlantis. And those little dots down in the middle are different checkpoints that you would pass through to then get to Atlantis. Now, I forgot to share this. Let me just pull this up because this is really freaking cool. So I overlaid, present, share screen, boom. Okay, just show that real quick. So I overlaid the two maps, right? And I took the rich art structure and I dropped it exactly where it was. And I took right where, all I did was just lay the maps on top of each other.
Yep.
And you could see the dots might not be directly down, right? But you could see that if you were to travel through the gates of, or the Pillars of Heracles, and that would be right exactly where that spot would have been on the map. And then you would travel through this river system, which probably would be what these dots represented, different cities along this travel route. And if you look at where the rich art structure is, it's right here.
It's right there.
But on the circle thing, it's literally exactly where this point was. Now, the whole circle or semicircle is what the representation of what Atlantis was supposed to look like. And you could see this whole, west coast of Africa, which, I mean, according to Jimmy, that's what the Atlantis Empire was, right? These are the Atlas Mountains, just north of the rich art structure, right? And it's just, I mean, this was I can't believe they didn't do this in the documentary. I'm like, it's so cool. I mean, granted, he made this semicircle based on what he saw in the book.
He was describing it, but they didn't do the overlay. Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I think it's
and I just want to point out the crescent moon is a kind of a prominent thing over there too.
It is, and to think that he got to this pattern through grammar, like he just went through every single line, every word, every line, every sentence, every paragraph, and translated it, and just from grammar created an image basically in his mind of what this land would look like, and it lines up perfectly to West Africa.
I thought that
It's-
was really cool.
Yeah, it's really compelling. I really like the theory on where the location could be, because they go into it later. Also, the translations of it sinking or it being covered over. I mean, it could be multiple meanings.
This is the part where I didn't agree with what they were talking about. It felt like they were trying to figure out how to explain how it sank or how the water rushed it away.
I liked where he was going, because he was basically saying it was the mistranslation is the continent didn't sink, it was covered. So it was covered by a flood. Okay, I'm fine with that.
Right.
That's what he said too.
But it's where they go to the, okay, this is how the flood happened in this. And what they're trying to do is they're looking at everything through the purview of post Younger Dryas. They did not bring up the Younger Dryas once. They didn't bring up the fact in 9,600 years ago, this is right towards the end, that just a little bit before that, geologically speaking, the world was a completely different place. And they had the island of Crete. They were talking about, well, obviously there were people there and it was easier to navigate. Why was it easier to navigate 60,000 years ago? Because there was more land and less water. That's why. They didn't bring any of that up. They didn't bring up the possibility of the sun or any kind of cataclysm. They didn't bring that up at all. They were trying to look at it through the purview of the later Holocene and everything, like back to 9,600 years. Now they are pushing civilization back to 9,600 years, which is, I mean, a step in the right direction. But what they try to justify the flood was, well, there was an earthquake and there was definitely this waterway, so it had an inland tsunami. Inland tsunamis can happen. One of the biggest tsunamis in the world was when a rock slide happened in recent ones that we know about in Alaska, that came up and they only realized that because a dude survived it, that lake, because a dude survived it. And there was just this giant tsunami that like washed up almost some mountains. They can happen.
I forgot about that.
And they talked about liquefaction and an earthquake, and that's great. But then but it's not known for earthquakes. This place isn't known for earthquakes. It's Africa. Africa's not, that part of Africa is not known for earthquakes. And particularly where Mauritania is. They don't know what
it's like they very specifically were trying to say, like, just in this localized region. Yeah. And I would find it interesting if they took all this and laid it over like you do with the image with all the other flood stories, with the timing of the Younger Dryas ending, and see if any of those can explain it. Because they tried to, they stretched a lot, like you were saying in that segment when they were saying like, well, there's some up here, there's some, but there's not any
the
earthquakes
type
that
of
are big
clay in
enough,
the
and then
ground mixed with the sand, and it blocked the water, and then the monsoons
and then when you have
were
sand
here.
there,
So how about
it was just like,
how about mention what if, say, a meteor went down in the Mediterranean? What kind of a flood would that cause? Which Randall talks about, which other channels have talked about, where they think they found even a crater in the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Jimmy's talked about it. And
I'd like to get George that did this book, put him with Randall.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think he knows about it. But
guys get together.
And now there's scientific things we have to discuss. Sorry. But it's like there's scientific things we have to discuss. Like, okay, how big of a meteor? How big of a tsunami? Now, even though like that might be only 1,000 feet above sea level, like even if it's 1,000-foot tsunami, it doesn't mean that 1,000-foot tsunami is going to be 1,000-foot tsunami the whole way, because it's not. Because as soon as it hits the ground, it loses momentum. So how much water would rush over? What would it take? We'd have to talk about that. But I mean,
also
it's just,
the micronova. If the Earth actually did shift its axis, right? If Ben is correct, right, and the solar micronova 12,000 years ago shifted the entire Earth, then you have to think, because Earth isn't exactly a globe. It bulges out in the middle, right, because of where it's spinning. The outer edge goes out wider. So if the Earth actually was at a different axis, that means that middle bulge out, that it would have affected different things. Like, was the Sahara Desert or where the Richart structure, not in the center where it is now, was it a little like higher or lower on the globe, that it would have had less of that effect affecting the water, the amount of water that was there. And then you think about isostatic depression that could have maybe also affected the amount, like how high
Pop
it
that corner
was. Like,
up or low.
I mean, there's so many different factors that we don't know about what the land actually looked like 12,000 years ago.
Now, remember, Randall has gone out and said, like, they talk about the specific size of Atlantis, and it doesn't match up to the Ricat structure. But if you can find the part in the movie, Garrett,
I took pictures
where they have the overlay of what this guy has designed. Also, I want you to find the image of the just circle with the there it is. So there's a circle and a line that goes to a square. That we'll get to. That looks a lot like
I got the next
the design of the Barbar Caves. But yeah, so they do this, and they're all, hey, they have this funny thing, and then they do an overlay of the Ricat structure, which Ricat. So there's
next
that.
one.
This
compares them both.
The description of Atlantis, the concentric circles
in the book.
In the book,
yeah,
that he's retranslated.
That's the overlay.
That's the overlay.
It's a little bit off because the center is kind of like skewed in the actual structure. It's kind of off a little bit, but I mean
but even the host is like, okay, if this is
like
a
thousands of
coincidence,
years different.
Pretty amazing coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Reminds
the
me
little
of, like,
structures that they found there. Sorry, X-Ray, go.
I was gonna say, it reminds me of like Serpent Mound, where things grow on top and
they overlaid.
gets a little. The measurements aren't good, so if we went down in underneath, who knows what we would find down there.
Oh, I believe it.
Anyways,
I mean, they found that boat that was 16 feet below this mud bank.
Yeah, so they found a boat.
Oh yeah, here, I took pictures.
Yeah, they
of it.
found this canoe. It's 20 something feet long,
27 feet,
and 16 feet of dirt. And they said, well, the Egyptians were the first seafaring race at that time, and it's just completely wrong. They had canoes, and they were running up and down the rivers, and the reason they didn't last is because they're all organic material. They're made out of organic material, so you'll be lucky if you find one, and they did.
Yeah, it was in a specific type of mud that didn't let it biodegrade like it would have normally if it was dirt.
I wish I remember the name of the documentary. There is a it's a National Geographic, very academic documentary about the how the Sahara became green and what happened. And within that documentary, they show like whale bones in the middle of the desert. There's whale bones.
Yeah.
So there was a giant sea at one point. Now they attribute it to a wobble in the earth, but how does that coincide with the Younger Dryas, right?
Yeah.
How does that coincide with the Younger Dryas? I don't know. But yeah, they got the boat there. And if you show that other image of just the one he drew.
I just have to say, like, the Younger Dryas, everything that we've talked about, raises the water level. It doesn't lower the water level. It wouldn't destroy lakes. It would create them. If the impact theory, how it melted the ice sheets over North America and raised 400 feet across the world, it wouldn't suddenly whale bones wouldn't suddenly be somewhere. It would have to be something more dramatic that would delete rivers and lakes and Lake Mega Chad, right? There's a reason why that disappeared, and I think it's more than just the sand blowing in and it drying out. I think it's a new elevation. I think it's a new
pole shift,
longitude. Yeah, like everything, right? I think it shifted locations on the planet. I think it makes more sense that that's the case.
And to describe it as being covered, you could describe it as being covered if it turned to sand, if it turned into a completely different landscape. You wouldn't go, if you're Plato, you wouldn't describe it as the pole shifted and by this many degrees and it changed the entire environment. Like you would say it was covered, like by sand, or it changed or in some way. I think it's pretty compelling to be in the Richart structure area, the Atlantis. What's the mountain that's right there? It's
Atlas
Mountains. Yeah.
Atlas Mountains.
Well,
right?
they mentioned
a
that.
lot
They're
of
like,
things that are
all these things are called Atlantis and
Yeah.
Atlas Mountains, and this is from antiquity. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's an interesting theory
Yeah.
that Atlantis was an empire, that maybe they were on the, maybe their capital was on the island. Maybe this was
We
another
was
city.
kings.
We don't know. Maybe they was kings, and
A long time ago. A lot of things can change.
a lot of things can change, including the surface of the earth after a catastrophe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Which doesn't get brought, but I think this is a pretty intriguing piece of the puzzle. And at least it's a guy willing to go like further back than 6,000 years, going, no. And, one of the narratives that gets pushed through this field, this ancient history field, is when we were more peaceful society prior to civilization. Like we were more peaceful. We were in tune with the mother. There weren't any wars. Bullshit.
Yeah.
There were fucking wars, because there's cave paintings of wars that go back, 10,000 years of people shooting arrows at each other. And they found a bunch of dead bodies with fucking arrows in them from 11,000 years ago. So
there was absolutely wars, because
yeah.
They were humans, just the
Yeah.
same brain. We have the same brain. We would do the same stuff. So yeah, it makes sense that they'd build civilizations, they'd fight each other.
And kind of the summation at the end is the Egyptian sage or whatever that Solon was talking to. And I love this because I've always gotten this out of this. It wasn't just about Atlantis. The whole lesson of it was, no, you Greeks don't know your own fucking history. We've had multiple cataclysms over multiple times, and each time you had to start out like children. Like you lost the ability to write and read. And then you had to rebuild civilization and reinvent things and refine. That's exactly what we're in. We're just in another cycle of civilization. And why academia is afraid to touch this, I don't know. Well, I do. Its careers are on the line. Money's on the line. It goes against climate change narrative. There's a lot of reasons you can find out. But it's also pretty scary, probably, to figure out that, this could all end. But I don't think that's the motivation is money. Usually money and ego is generally it. But the fact that that was the kind of summation. And then the guy goes into making it like a Da Vinci Code, essentially. Like
A little bit.
he goes a little Da Vinci Code at the end, because he says Plato, because in Critias, when they talk about the second part, and there's the meeting of the gods, and the story
Pluto
just
was
ends.
off in Africa chilling.
Ends. Like Zeus gets all the gods together, and then he said,
and then it ends, and he's all, well, that's part of the mystery. He was building a mystery for his students, and it's building a mythology. But earlier on, he said, well, why would you give all these details in a mythology? So he believes it, but he also believes it was some kind of code. I don't know about that. I think personally, the rest of the story was lost to history. It's been a long time.
So I think,
it's been a long time. There's been a few things. We're lucky we got the story anyway at all. And then there's also the multiple flood myths, which are connected to Atlantis. They absolutely are. The flood myths throughout.
they have the archetypes.
world.
They have the archetypes
And
very
that
similar.
fucking shape I see again, which is the circle with a little, like you're looking over the bar cave, and it's a circle. It's a hallway to a square. And we see that in earthen structures here in America. We see concentric circles all over the fucking world that look like mini Atlantises, so they either really like these patterns, which could be it. It was just a trend throughout the world that people who apparently weren't in contact with each other, just, I don't know, had some Wi-Fi going with their brains, and they're just able to copy each other, or that it's traces of a mother civilization or just a preceding civilization. We can't even say mother. We'll just say preceding civilization. Can't wait to see some of this stuff up close.
No, I feel like Plato could have taken an actual story that's a real situation that happened with a real civilization, and also made it a teaching lesson, because he was a teacher. He taught. So I feel like there's a way that he could have taken that and really made it to, because I love the way they kind of ended it. It was a little Da Vinci Code-ish, but to think about how what happened to Atlantis and their hubris and their cycle, and how they brought it on themselves, and to kind of pan that back on the people.
I'm getting the 7 sages, Plato, Solon. They were great thinkers, but I think they were just passing on knowledge. They were passing on knowledge that they learned from people we don't know about. We're attributing it to them when they were just passing it on. I think that's far more likely. Oral tradition. And sure, they're going to get stuff's going to get lost in translation. It's a big historical game of telephone, right? But still, the core truth is there. Something really fucking bad happened to this planet.
Yeah, that's like the through line.
Yeah,
something
like really bad, and like
relatively cycle where
recently.
like bad shit happens.
Yeah, relatively
really
recently.
Yeah,
you know, I saw Randall on Patrick Bet David, and like, God, I want to interview Randall now because like Patrick, he was such a normie interviewing, and he would just go past like really good questions. Like, no, ask Randall this, but you know, it blew Patrick Bet David away. Remember that giant fucking volcano from 2 years ago out in the South Pacific? Do you remember it? I remember it. I remember watching it. There's satellite photography, and I remember people at the time going, "This is gonna fuck up the weather."
Yeah,
for a couple of years, and guess what it did? It fucked up the weather for a couple of years. It made things really hot. Had a really hot summer last year. Things were really fucking hot. It was from Tonga. Yeah, the Tonga volcano. You guys didn't hear about this?
No.
Dude, I was obsessed with it because there was videos of it hundreds of miles away. People at the beach getting the sound wave, the shock. Look those up, Garrett. Hey, Jamie, could you look those up? The Tonga volcano sound wave. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, Hunga Tunga. Hunga Tunga. There's satellite. You guys, you don't remember this, Adam?
No.
It was early. Was it 2022 or 2023?
Gosh, I'm not going to subscribe to
Nobody
you. Nobody
heard about this. The chat did. Thank you, chat.
Hunga Tonga.
Oh, these damn websites.
It was fucking huge. It put a lot of shit, including water and ash, into the atmosphere. And at the time, they were saying this could mess with the weather for a couple of years. And we had this insanely hot summer that they were blaming on climate change when it was the fucking volcano.
The Hunga Tonga High volcano is a submarine volcano located in the Kingdom of Tonga in the South Pacific Ocean. On January 15th, 2022, the volcano erupted in a massive and explosive event, producing a 10-kilometer high ash column and triggering a devastating tsunami. The eruption was related to at least 5 VEI-5 volcanic explosivity index and was one of the largest recorded volcanic events in recent history. Wow. The eruption caused widespread damage and loss of life in Tonga. The tsunami waves affected several islands, including the capital city of Nuku'alofa, and resulted in 4 confirmed deaths, 14 injuries, several missing persons, widespread destruction of homes and infrastructure, disruption of communication and transportation networks. Wow.
Yeah, the sound was heard supposedly as far as fucking Alaska, dude. So hang on. Yeah, you can see it blowing up. There's cool. There's actual satellite photo of you seeing it just it's crazy. Yeah, boom. Look at that.
Is that the sound wave?
Yep,
wow.
That's crazy.
That is
I don't want
wild.
to do the reply.
Just play it again. Wow.
All the way around.
That's insane.
Okay, here I'm gonna put something up, Garrett.
That's cool.
Get my sound all the way up.
Oh, we've watched this. Yeah, we watched this.
Holy
That was hundreds of miles away.
Damn.
Yeah, wow.
That was hundreds of miles away.
Imagine if that happened like in your backyard. Mess you up.
Would probably lose your hearing. You're that close.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's.
It doesn't look that big, but it's from space.
These are the islands.
That's from space.
Wow.
That's from fucking space.
It's pretty damn big.
It's huge.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And there's video of it closer of it going off, and it's nuts.
Wow.
Yeah. So look at that storm next to it
Yeah, right here.
in relation.
Wow.
Yeah. So that can affect the weather. But yeah.
And we did have like pretty hot. The last 2 summers were pretty hot
Last
in Texas for sure.
last summer was nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Like this
I
summer
was told that it was
This
humans
summer was
that did
okay.
that.
it was humans.
Right, yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
told
And if we have some
by
legislation,
reputable sources.
we have some
Dude,
more taxes. we
I
can
was in the
fix it.
fucking
Those damn
gym
taxes.
today and I saw a misinformation ad. So
Oh.
I don't watch broadcast TV. So the only time I see it is when I'm in the fucking gym. And this ad came up and it was know your information. And it's all this UFO, and they use UFO, right? So this UFO video is something that no one will report on. And it says, know your sources, know your authoritative sources, sponsored by the government. Sponsored by the government.
Oh, here's
I'm
another
like,
one just for fun.
Mhm.
Motherfucker.
That wave
What-
all the way across.
What is
The
what-
pressure
the wave.
change. It's the pressure change from
from
the
Tonga?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Do you know what we get here in Texas, which I didn't know?
What?
So I lived here. We get sands from the Sahara Desert. The Sahara Desert sand blows
Over the
over the Atlantic and into the
Yep.
Gulf. And what happens is that suppresses hurricanes. The
Oh,
sand blowing over. Yes.
really?
Thanks, Sahara.
The,
great.
the what's the desert in China?
Go.
Chinese desert.
Gobi. Yeah, the Gobi Desert. So one time
Nice
there was such a bad sandstorm that the Gobi Desert sand flew across the fucking Pacific, and it made San Francisco look like a dingy brown for like a week. It
Wow.
was weird because
Wow.
everybody's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And
Like
they're
Blade
"Oh,
Runner?
it's Gobi." Yeah. Well, the Blade Runner, the orange one, that was
Yeah.
from the fires. That was crazy.
Mm.
That
From
was
Canada.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh, the not Santa Clara, Santa
Oh,
Rosa
okay.
fire. Santa Rosa fire was bad.
Remember when a bunch of girls firefighters messed up a training thing and lit all of Canada on fire a couple years ago?
Yeah, I do. God damn, Canada burned for a long time.
Yeah,
It was weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, no, it was
Bunch
months.
of DEI
That
firefighters.
is just
Is that what caused it? Is that why they were so
Yeah.
quiet about it?
Yeah,
No,
dead
are you
serious.
fucking serious?
yeah. I remember
Yeah.
that the reports on that.
Mhm.
Remember the fully designed bridge by all women that were like, we're gonna make a walking bridge in Miami, and it's all designed by women, and it collapsed, killed
Oh my
somebody
God.
too.
Remember
Fucking
that
killed
show
somebody.
that was directed by only
No.
women? Rings of Power.
Which one?
Yeah, I do.
that Acolyte?
Forget
And it
about it. Thank
collapsed.
Oh, that
you
too.
for that.
Acolyte as well.
And it collapsed. Let's get the soups. I have a
Or wait. I have here. This is
I have a dinner.
the DEI hires. Real quick. There it is.
do you?
I know.
I did not know that. I just thought it was lightning or whatever. You're
Oh my
kidding.
God.
Is this real?
No.
No.
no. Okay, I gotta turn these off.
These
are actual firefighters.
How did they pass
no
the
way.
minimum?
I don't know. I don't.
There's no
I said,
way.
I said I don't think they could carry themselves out of a fire.
Yeah,
Well, my brother just graduated Fire Academy last year, and I watched all
Yeah.
the stuff that he has to go through to
Yeah,
do that. Like,
serious.
Do you
it's
think that one of
seriously
the right-
physical,
do you-
serious
dude?
stuff.
Yes, it is, bro.
There's
Oh my God,
no
like,
way. And the
Yeah,
amount
structure
of
fires-
you were a firefighter, like the
Yeah.
amount of emphasis they put on being able to carry your fellow firefighter, it's like immense. So how
Yeah.
could these girls
There
get
was this
through? I
cliff.
don't know. Understand? Like, there's no way.
You had to get up the top of this. I can't remember how many feet it was. It's not
The
like
best part-
1,000. There was a cliff that was called Mount Motherfucker that we had to climb up on all fucking fours, and we had to be up at the top in 7 seconds. 7 fucking
Right.
seconds. It took
Yeah.
me
Wow.
like 20 fucking times to do it because I wasn't good. I was fucking drugged out. So I got in the best shape of my life. Get
Yeah,
training
they,
for that
they
shit.
have
But,
to
like,
be. They have
yeah.
to be.
But you have to, but they don't tell you. But you have to learn like, because you want to climb it like a human, and they're like, no, you climb that on all fours. You're like that, and I did it like in like 7 seconds. It's fucking insane, fucking insane.
Firefighters are hardcore, man.
The best part about that video is the one girl in the middle goes back to, and the other two try to like hold her, and they cut the video.
Because they probably
they probably can't even hold her from like leaning back.
Well, I mean, is that one on the is that one on the right? Is she gonna go in and save your cat or eat it? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, we should cut the video.
There's no way these are actual Academy graduates.
You know
I
what?
Just don't
I just say this is why have fire extinguishers at your house. Stay in shape. Own a gun.
Bad guy extinguishers as well.
And don't rely on the state to help you at fucking all. Be self-reliant 100% as much as you can. Like, fuck this. This is fucking nuts.
All right. I also forgot to bring this up during the Ancient Apocalypse 2. In the private chat, the second to last thing that I posted is from Dedunking. I don't know if you guys know who, what's his name? Dedunking Dan?
Debunking? Yeah.
Dan Richards, Dedunking.
Oh, yeah. He follows me on Twitter.
So I like
his stuff.
If you bring up that YouTube channel, this is a post that he put out yesterday. According to this, which I mean, I trust this guy.
You want to read
Flint
this part
Dibble is trying to dox Keanu Reeves now. He's trying to get Keanu Reeves.
Whose address? Should we not?
For,
we should not be posting.
This is his
address.
agent, so it's public stuff.
Okay.
It's not Keanu's address, but you could just read what he says here. He's just like talking about how Flint Dibble's like reaching out to his own people to try to get Keanu Reeves doxed, essentially. Like, that's how low these people are.
Yeah.
You don't have to show the
Flint
information. It's
Dibble.
more like what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And I was just like, if you're going after Keanu Reeves, probably the most beloved actor today. I mean, right? Who else is more beloved as in the acting sphere than Keanu Reeves? And he's not. He's the coolest actor.
Yeah.
He's going after Keanu Reeves because he's just like, wow, I always thought the timeline was wrong. And it's like, that's all you see him say. It's just like, he's just intrigued by it.
Where did Graham Hancock touch Flint Dibble? Like, what the fuck?
I don't know, man.
I know, dude.
Graham Hancock fuck your mom or something? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? But dude, we
got
did
the
it on our
paycheck.
side
I think
too.
that's what it is.
Yeah, I think
deranged, man.
I think it's a grift. I think it's an absolute grift.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do your Flint
Anyway,
Dibble.
just wanted to
impression.
add that. I forgot to mention it earlier.
I wear my dad's coats to really nice podcasts like the Joe Rogan Experience. I wear them like this, and I lie constantly the entire time.
Yep.
My Flint Dibble.
There you go. Very good. Very
Also,
good,
the side eye. You know, he
Oh, yeah,
doesn't
I'm
look
sorry.
at Graham. He's just like,
because he can't turn his neck.
Yeah, because he doesn't put his headphones on properly.
This is ridiculous. I don't. Why, Joe? Why are we doing this, Joe?
pretty good.
What a slimy,
What a piece
weak
of
man.
shit. You know what?
I say man with heavy quotations.
Yeah, air quotes. I mean, he's not doing academia any favors. And by the way, George Howard has officially invited him to Cosmic Summit. Of course, he's not going to go. And academics go to Cosmic Summit, like straight up, and they're perfectly fine and cordial and nice, and have good discussions. So next year's gonna be crazy because they're doing a UFO and ancient civilization one.
Yep, kind of back to back.
I'm going next year.
Yeah, you are. George Howard's a maniac. I love him,
dude. That he parties hard. He's a party.
He is insane.
Love him. He parties. I felt like the old man there. I felt like the old.
Me too.
Stuffy. We both. Well,
wait. Can I say this? So we went to the disco. We were sitting in there, the loud music, and I was like, Melissa, do you want to go outside where the music's not as loud and hang out?
Yeah. I
we
can't
were the
do
old
that shit anymore. I'm fucking boring. I like being boring. I had enough excitement in my life. Thank you very much. Rich Uncle Cheapskate for $49.99. Thank you. Says, listen to the U.S. government knows exactly where Atlantis is located, but they'll never tell us because that's where they keep the Epstein client list and the Diddy tapes. Also, I have information that will lead to the arrest of Hillary Clinton. Oh, it cut off there.
We gotta check on.
Are you okay, Rich Uncle Cheapskate? Did they take you out?
Oh, bro, I'm a little worried about you. Clinton's got a body count. Both of them do. Josh Kelsey has dropped 20 and just walks away because that's what Josh does. Josh is going to boat on Lake Mega Chad. That's what he's going to do. He's going to go fishing at Lake Mega Chad. I saw that on there. I'm like, they did not really call it Lake Mega Chad. That's fucking cool. Linkling98 for $20 says the most unsmart people in America is the Fauci cult. We're 5 years in and NPCs still believe the science. You forgot the TM. I'm sorry, but if you can't see through the lies now, you're as smart as the corpse running the Oval Office. Yeah, we said this at the time. COVID was going to break a lot of people in America, and well, you know, they proudly wear masks. Now, I'm going to count out the people who legit have a reason to wear the mask, and we know, like, as a culture, like you know, in Asia, you know, in Japan, they wear masks and it's part of the fashion. It's just part of it now, but they also wear it as a badge. Like, they absolutely wear that mask as a badge.
Oh yeah.
Look at me. I'm keeping you safe.
Like,
no, it's more
your
like
hero.
I'm better than you. That's the attitude.
Well, I know,
because I'm keeping you safe. That's what
not
they
the
try,
Japanese,
they're like.
but
after it's been scientifically proven that the mask makes no difference, could possibly make things worse.
It makes things worse. It's been proven.
Yes. Zorbu on the Streamlab side for $20 says, Earthlings, why do we keep getting absentee ballots from battleground states? We're not registered on Earth, let alone to a political party. I did hear that there's some voting shit going shenanigans overseas.
Surprise.
Oh, wait, never mind. We figured it out. LOL, your lizard overlords are at it again. Haha, you're screwed.
Dang it.
I thought you were at war with them, Zorbu.
Yeah, what are you doing if you're not helping us?
Yeah. Take out the lizard overlords in the great galactic war that's happening on the dark side of the moon. Okay. Brent Wolf for 50. The channel Oz Geographics did a whole series on being inspired by Jimmy, and he found chevron dunes I've seen this all along the coast of Africa that trace to a crater like shape off the coast of Attica, Greece, near subduction zone. Yes, that's the video I was referring to, Brent. I have seen it. We have discussed it. And he even starts the video because he goes over. He's like, I didn't believe this, but then holy shit, I found something. Yeah. You know, and the chevrons, thanks to Randall, they're pretty easy to identify, are all over the fucking planet. Go, real quick, Adam, you shared something in Forbidden Frontier about a cave that was found in Madagascar.
Yeah.
Madagascar is surrounded, was pelted by a tsunami. You can see chevrons on one side of it all over the place, and that was probably the meteor that they think landed in the Indian Ocean 5,000 years ago.
Yeah, and well, there's a big giant crater under the water.
Yes, there is.
It's like it's under the water and it's still a big crater. So you can imagine it went through the water and hit the ground.
And remember
that thing had to be huge.
Crust at the bottom of the ocean is thinner. So Boris Kovefovich for $5 says $5 for photos of Crigler wearing a fake loaded twats. AI Photoshop memes accept,ed. What's the loaded twats? What?
I don't know, and I don't want
to
find out.
No, so
did you pull up that picture? I was reading. So
Kofi Fifich, what are you talking about?
Madagascar picture?
The Madagascar picture. Yeah. So they discovered.
You see it?
Are these a recent discovery?
I just saw that and I thought it was freaking awesome. It's in the south of Madagascar. Yeah. And there's these cave systems. Keep going down. Yeah.
Ooh.
It's like these weird cave systems. And you think about Madagascar, it's got its own plant system. It's got its own animals that are found nowhere else on the planet. It's like an alien world. So makes sense to me. If these species have all existed for millions of years, separated from the rest of the planet, why wouldn't there be some, ancient sites? And it turns out there is.
By the way, Grand Tour Madagascar special cannot
Oh,
recommend it.
that's so cool.
It's called a massive. The name of that special is A Massive Hunt.
Of course.
A Massive Hunt.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a great special.
They claim that these caves are 1,000 years old, but that's because they found some pottery inside, and that's what they dated.
And
That's
it's
not
like,
necessarily true.
you find a man stumbles upon a cave that's beautiful like that. He's gonna be like,
My
I'm
new
gonna live in
home.
here.
It's like that's like dating a building on the Banksy art on it. That makes no fucking sense. Martin D. Turner for $10 Australian. Does anyone with an IQ over bread really give a shit what some rich entertainment person thinks? Really? Yes, a lot of people do. I don't personally, Martin. I agree with your sentiment that it's like, wow, this guy can read somebody else's lines really good, or this guy's a really good musician, or some chick. I'm not gonna Paramore is not good music. It's fucking ear cancer.
Keanu Reeves, though. I like Keanu Reeves. I've got lower IQ than Brad. I don't care. I like Keanu Reeves.
Paramore saying what she did on stage there didn't change anyone's mind.
No.
The people in that crowd either were already voting for Kamala or are voting for Trump. The people who were voting for Trump were probably like, shut the fuck up, Paramore, and just sing.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the people were like, oh, she thinks like I do,
Her reading it off a
Changed
script
nothing.
and being caught for that is
hilarious.
Like cringe.
That's
and
so funny. So true.
Just do animate rants on Rumble. Also, shout out to myself. It says Switzerland Play IT. Shout out to you.
Okay.
Shout out to you. Occupant 42, a rant for $1. Adam, remind Garrett to remind X-Ray Girl to remind Gary to do the ad read.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Occupant.
Can you do that next week though?
Yeah.
We already did the ad read, but next week, remind me to remind Garrett to remind X-Ray. To remind Gary.
Yeah. Yeah. Last time I mentioned Pizzagate, it almost broke Gary. Look it up. Look up the symbols they use to talk. Look at Moana. It's about child trafficking in Maui. The Rock is no hero, is a pimp. I've never liked The Rock.
Scratching the surface. We are just scratching the surface. We just flicked
Crimson
the surface.
Cyborg for $9.99. Yeah, like Pizzagate is
weird shit in that. Man.
It was some weird shit, and I don't
weird.
I know the media squashed it because it led to some violence, but why did it lead to some violence?
Podesta emails. Just saying.
I don't know about
this is a
Moana,
weird
though.
fucking cat, man. That he was in the spirit cooking and all that weird shit.
Look at his art.
Yeah.
Well, it's that he hung out with that one chick who like did the spirit cooking dinners and stuff, and
with Lady Gaga.
Yeah, Brahma something.
Yeah.
No, not Lady Gaga. The
she was
other
there
girl.
too.
No,
she was there. You're right, actually. Yeah, but the art.
But you're talking about the artist. Yeah.
Either they're
that
outright like
woman.
Satan.
Chat.
demon
What's her
worship-
name? Come on.
Cunt Vidovich, whatever.
That's it.
That's it.
Abramovich, is that it? Yeah. Thank you.
Either they're Satan worshiping mofos and demon worshiping mofos, or unintentional ones. They're so fucking jaded because they've been partying on our dime their entire lives, and they've 100%. Had every need met to where life just got boring, and they needed to get darker and darker and darker because they were dark souls to begin with, right? So that's part of it. I mean, a lot of it is just fetishism that gets fucking nuts, not to justify it at all, because some fetishes, quote unquote, are against the fucking law, and there's a reason for that. And there's a lot of sick motherfuckers partying on our dime. Like Hollywood, at the very least, they've got their own money. What's going on in Washington? Way worse, because it's with our money. It's with our fucking money.
That way.
Yep. And they're killing people with our money. They're blowing up our own citizens with drones with our fucking money.
Yeah.
Fuck you for making me complicit to that.
You see the meme where it's some other country shooting rockets and it said somehow my money, and then another country shooting rockets that said also somehow my money.
Oh yeah, exactly. I don't know if this video was real, but because there was the munitions explosion in Lebanon.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And everybody's like, it's a nuke. And it was just a munitions explosion, but it was
Yeah.
fucking big. But then there was followed the other one. I don't know if it was real and I don't know what it was, but there was rockets like turning back.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that to happen. That's going to happen someday. I'm surprised. Well, the only reason it hasn't happened is we are selling to both sides. But if we ever want to do that, we can. Where it's like, oh, we're going to fire a rocket at the US now, and fires it, and it just goes right back home. There's
And they're
something
blowing
funny,
up beepers and shit.
something
now. Like, what the
incredibly funny and bad about that at the same time. But
that's like an Austin Powers joke.
Tom and Jerry.
Yep.
Yep.
Emily Kruger for $2.
Wiley
Happy
Coyote.
Sunday. Happy Sunday to you. Yes. We too dumb motherfucker.
Me
for
too.
For $1.99 says X-Ray Girl. You look foodie. My favorite lookie. Mr. Pyro 96, a rant for $10. Catching the stream late today, but Gary, your excitement for the AA season 2 trailer drop during the nooner was such a great moment. Best tenor I've spent lately. Can't wait to watch you guys cover it. Yeah, I was pretty excited.
Oh, was that you? Thank you.
Yeah, cheers. Cheers, brother.
Because you let him know who
Yeah.
let us know.
No, I was like, wow, yes. B Chain 315 for $5. Diddy didn't diddy diddly. Did he? I'm sure those 1,000 bottles of lube were purchased accidentally. Happens all the time to the best of us. Yeah, maybe
What
he
about
got
the
them during
748 dildos.
maybe he did some COVID panic buying.
Don't want to run out.
They're gonna run out on the shelves. You get all my black dildos.
We too dumb motherfucker for $1.99. Gary, you mentioned eat dog. I ate poodle in Asia. Okay.
You got really serious at the end there.
Good for you.
Joseph for Brave for $10. Please have Gary and Dave Landau do a show on them reading ads. Would be the funniest thing on the internet. Okay, I'll do
Yeah,
it.
it would be really good. Next time
Yeah,
we
it
have
would.
you on, you got to read the ad with Dave. Make it happen.
Yeah.
You'll never get through.
No,
That'll
Never
be
get-
the episode.
it's 40 minutes long. It's just ad read.
40-minute ad read.
They'll be happy about that.
It would be funny too.
Snakehead 4 for $4.99. Off topic. Off topic. Thank you. Off topic, but yeah, I haven't eaten dinner yet. I'm doing it afterwards. We got a little dinner date. today.
Oh,
Off topic. You know anything about the lost continent of Mu? Also, I don't know if you guys will talk about it or not. We will. And I
talked
do
about it
know.
last week a little bit.
Yeah. But we could do a whole show on it. That'd be interesting.
It's deserving of its own. It's
Absolutely.
a pretty cool thing.
Wolverine Snicked for $10.
Sorry,
Says, been fun. Have a great night. Heading out to play Lord of the Rings Return to Moria. Oh, have fun.
Go have fun.
It's Hobbit Day, by the way. Happy birthday, Frodo and Bilbo. September
Happy birthday.
22nd.
Cool.
They both have a birthday on the same day.
finally watched
And-
Deadpool versus Wolverine yesterday.
What'd you think?
Fantastic movie.
Yeah, it's a good
Fun
movie.
time,
Fun.
man.
It was
Fun.
fantastic.
It's fun. Absolutely fun. Muller.
I got 2 steel boxes coming out.
Do
the
they?
Deadpool and the Wolverine version.
Oh, man,
Cool.
I've get them both.
Smart.
Hey, you for $2 says Diddy got a key to the city from New York City Mayor E. Adams.
Really?
Are you surprised?
Man, that's fun.
Eric Adams, not the sharpest tool in the shed. We're just gonna say that. Crimson Cyborg for $1.99. Eminem kill shot mentioned Diddy. Ooh. Dude man for $2. Usher now claiming he was hacked on X. Oh, sure. Okay.
sure, Jan.
Yeah,
Atomic
perfect.
Patriot for $2. I haven't seen Ancient Apocalypse. Is it worth it? Absolutely. Watch
Yes.
it right
Oh,
after
yeah.
the show.
Yeah.
This is how the show started.
I'm gonna watch it
Yes.
again. Well, no, I'm gonna probably watch The Hobbit tonight because
Do you
I
want
lo-
the
I actually-
edited version?
I have one, but I'll take another one. Yes.
Darth
Absolutely.
Call did a Darth Call cut where he turned 3 movies into 2.
I find I'm not going to ever argue that they're good, but I find enjoyment. There's like 10 out of 10 scenes. The music is great. The
He
acting.
kept all the 10 out of 10s. He kept
Oh,
all
yeah.
the good acting.
Well,
and
Riddles
he-
in the Dark.
That's good.
He tried
Uh,
to
Riddles
make it
in the Dark.
Perfect.
Riddles in the Dark.
Garrett,
is
you
right
saw
up
it,
there
right?
With Riddles
I
in
I
the
saw
Dark.
parts of it. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Riddles in the Dark is right up there with
Listen.
any fucking scene in Lord of the Rings. Like they nailed that with
Yeah.
Gollum. That you fucking nailed that. That was so good. But yeah, I'll watch it. I haven't seen it. I read that one. Visited Cuzco with my school, but always wanted to return. Was planning to go this year. Then you guys are coming here. Can't wait to meet you all. 199 Sophie.
Ooh,
Oh,
so
hell yeah.
cool.
We're gonna be there. We're gonna be there. Mark Clark for $4.99. When is the channel rename coming? Probably at the end of the year. I just found out that they sent out things that I didn't get. So I have a request into my partner manager again that I can get you guys plaques if I buy them. So I'm going to see if that's
Forbidden
still
Frontier
possible.
plaques?
Yes.
Right
So I'm going
there.
to see if that's still possible. Well, I want to get my team like the million ones too, right?
Yeah, I bet.
So
It's rad.
yeah, so yes. The channel rename will be by the end of the year for sure. Eric Cave, I could probably easily do it, but I like to do things. All right. Anytime you change, here's a little content creation, unsolicited advice. Anytime you change anything on your channel, anytime you do anything in the back end, every time you upload a video, anytime you upload a live stream, I treat it like defusing a bomb. That's how I treat it. I'm like so paranoid.
Probably
of
Like the
things getting-
nuclear codes.
like I am diffusing a nuclear bomb because something gets fucked up. Like there's not a lot of resources, you know. I want to change a bank account, right? So I can go to my LLC bank account. I'm completely I've been pushing it off for like a year. And my tax guy's like, you got to do it. I'm like, do I? The government hasn't gotten mad yet. You know, it's like, I really don't want to. And I'm sure it's fine, but I'm super paranoid about it. So that's why.
It's really for benefits for yourself. Like as long as you're paying the taxes on it, then they don't care.
No, I paid taxes.
Yeah.
It makes it easier for the accountant, right?
Yeah.
So I'm actually just paying a little more. Eric K for $2 says middle of empty quarter in KSA, you find shark teeth. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I found shells. I mean, it's 6 miles from the ocean, but in my backyard, digging around in my backyard in La Costa, playing with my Tonka truck, we used to find shells all the time in the ground.
Texas, they're everywhere.
And yeah, yes, they're in the rocks all over the place. Crimson Cyborg for $1.99. Use AI to decode text to English. Big fan.
Cool.
Happy Plague Doctor for $2. It'd be cool to have you take a look at the great Zimbabwe.
In Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe's beautiful. The Grand Tour special ends in Zimbabwe. It's fucking gorgeous. Constantine for $5. Anton Petrov has some of the best videos about the Hunga Tonga volcano. Ooh, I'll look at that. Speaking of him, hang on.
Okay, good video.
I'm just going to read this real quick. It was Robert Meyer Burnett retweeted it, and I have it in my book.
Great Zimbabwe is a structure in Zimbabwe.
Oh, there you go. I have it in my bookmarks. Hubble telescope. No, what's the new one? Not the Hubble, but the other one. The new telescope. Kepler telescope. Is that it? So it's seeing
James Webb.
James Webb telescope, the new one.
Yeah.
It's seeing so far in space now that it's finding out that we've been completely wrong about our universe, and it can't interpret certain parts of the universe. Like it's behaving completely different. It's almost like it's a simulation.
It's a whole nother episode.
Like we're not supposed
Love
to
that
know about certain
episode.
stuff.
I have way too much. I'm just not going to say anything right now.
Depending on what you observe is how certain things in that part of space behave. It's fucking weird. It is weird. So yes, we will do a whole.
It did
whole
find
fucking
life
thing.
on another planet. I don't know if you saw that too.
No, where?
No, what? Huh.
Yeah,
Where?
Well, I feel like that would be a
methane.
big.
That's kind of a big
Yeah.
thing that you just like didn't
Well,
mention.
Just a little bit.
It's not like it's looking at things moving. It found all of the telltale signs of life. Like there's,
Okay, okay.
it's carbon, methane, and some specific things that all on a specific planet. It's 120 light years away, and it's in the Goldilocks zone of its sun. It's a little closer,
Really?
but the sun is not as strong as ours. But it's exactly where it needs to be.
So like
for
all the
where-
evidence for life. is
Every
there.
single thing, like if there is a planet that we're gonna go and try to find life, it's that one. So that
This is a good time to
because it
be
has
alive.
all
Yeah,
I
the
gotta say.
signs.
Yep.
It's pretty
James
cool, yeah.
Webb Telescope confirms there is something seriously wrong with our understanding of the universe. Depending on where you look, the universe is expanding at different rates. Now, scientists using the James Webb and Hubble
Wait.
telescopes have confirmed that the observation is not down to a measurement error.
Simulation
excited.
theory next week. Let's do it. Put it in research.
I kind of want to.
Put a pin in
Let's
it.
do it.
Zorbu,
Simulation theory.
$10.
I have
If-
way too much to talk about with this.
If we get mad, Cord Black Garrett will be taken to the sea of central Canada and cast into the pit of Saskatoon, the nesting place of the all-powerful Trudeau. In his country, he will find a new definition of pain and suffering as he slowly tacks to death over 1,000 years.
But if I choose
who said
to
that?
die,
Zorbu. Zorbu.
Oh,
of
the Sorbo. Okay.
course. B Chain threw him 5 a rant for $2. Keanu also started his own motorcycle company, Arc.
Yep.
I'd get one if they weren't like $80,000. Yeah.
Oh my god,
I'm not-
yeah, they're
it's more than
I-
a car.
Keanu Reeves bikes.
I ain't paying that much for a fucking car. Yeah, like
I know.
no. Hell, that's ridiculous. You could get condos for that much still in certain states.
Condos built by Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. Well, that'd be kind of cool. Magnum Popeye for $2. New Y-File spinoff. It's going to be the What Files. It should be the What the Fuck Files.
Who files?
The What the Fuck Files. Switzerland Play IT for $1. Okay, $1 to point out my channel name is like Stephen Homo Lord King's It, like I play it. And we don't like Stephen King. He's a dipshit. Southeastern, and I grew out of his books when I, turned 14. I wanted to read something a little more sophisticated. And Shining, the movie, is better than the book. Fuck you, Stephen King. Southeastern Kaiju for $2. It's like the New York doctor who was uncovered by Crowder. Oh yeah. They live and they
Recent?
get yeah, dude. The COVID czar of New York City admitted like during lockdown they were having like Molly sex parties. Fucking idiot.
Wow.
They live to get off this stuff while oppressing the dumb masses. Yeah, I mean, part of the kink is the power they have. Cyberchud 2013 for $5. Have you guys gone down the rabbit hole about directed energy weapons and 9/11? It's some of the wildest shit I've read, but it explains why the debris from 7 buildings disappeared. Dustification. A lot of people breed that shit too. Red and Vadered for $2. Jeremy, a homosexual. That is all. Yeah, I agree with that statement. I agree with that statement. Question
Funny.
everything. 0316 a rant for $2. Gary, have you ever thought about going on any of the prison podcasts to talk about your time in the clink? Feel like it would be one hell of a podcast to grow your audience even more. Nobody's asked. I would.
You would be
I got a-
perfect for one of those, yeah.
I got a book coming out. Well,
Maybe when you're promoting that book.
maybe.
Hmm?
Chaos and Diversity, a rant for $10 is the last one for the night. After years of successful recovery, Gary returns from Peru, eyes crazed, beard caked with barbecue sauce, ordering thousands of guinea pigs off the internet. You never know.
What if they're freaking so delicious? What if it's just like
just prizes you.
You're like, that is the greatest food I've ever tasted.
so good?
That is the greatest.
Start shopping
food.
at PetSmart.
Better than carne asada burritos.
They sell them.
Yeah, but for pets. But
Yeah,
anyway,
man.
I'm glad someone got the joke.
Cook 'em
Yeah.
up, man.
Thank you.
You earned it, buddy. I want to deprive you of a rim shot. That sounded bad.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good boss.
Garrett, what do you got coming up, buddy?
We are releasing a video probably tomorrow, maybe not
Tomorrow.
tomorrow, but Rings of Power latest
gotta come out
episode.
tomorrow.
We are releasing that sucker tomorrow, so go check that out. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, Naked Garrett, go do that. I have a video up. It's about LA, talking to people from LA, and a lot of interesting responses from those people. So check that out as well. Thank you to people that did.
That's a good
it.
video. It's a
Thank
good
you.
video. I liked it.
Yeah. My favorite is you're talking to this old woman and you clipped it, but you missed her saying the best part. She goes, I can't stand the economy right now. And you go, so who you voting for? She goes, probably, what's her name? And you're like, Kamala Harris? Yeah. And what do you think about Gavin Newsom? He's so handsome. It's just like, you're complaining about the economy. Oh, no. And she asks, I hope they do something about it, too.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, so who are you going to vote for then? You're like, she's like, you just vote for Gavin Newsom because he's handsome, but he's been in power for 20 years. Like, what do you? Dude, he's the reason
when
the
she
economy
said that,
sucks.
my brain was like, oh my god, did she just say that? Because we started the conversation when I asked her, hey, I'm doing this video. Do you want? I'm answering or asking some questions. She was like, oh yeah, LA's horrible, and I was like, oh okay, we're gonna get some good answers. But then he's so handsome. He has a lot of opinions that are close to my heart. I'm like,
so bad.
So go check it out. It was fun. Darth Call helped me out on that as well. So thanks everybody for checking it out.
That's good stuff.
What do you got coming up, X-Ray Girl?
Tomorrow, the nooner on your channel, and then I'll probably be playing some more of my harmonica while playing scary games. It's not really playing; it's just breathing.
What game are you gonna play?
Alien Isolation.
Nice.
Let's just say I get very scared very easily.
It's not as bad as Az.
Oh, I love when he does his war cry. Oh! That's the exact pitch that he hits too. Right?
That's it.
And there was a super chat I missed, which I apologize. Tricky for $5 says, not just carry your fellow firefighters, but carry them fully rigged. And that stuff is heavy too, right?
She ain't doing that.
No way she's doing that.
No.
Adam, what do you got coming up?
Well, I got my show. I got a new channel in the works. It's got a lot. It's almost done. Very excited about it. But the Crigler show. Just got my Monday through Friday. I got Base Staff Monday tomorrow with the boys. I've got Chandler Crump coming on the show. He hasn't been on my show since he was, I think, 17. He's 20 now. He's like a grown man. He's about to vote for the first time. It's pretty cool. And Friday Night Jam's been going really well. I've been completely redoing all my songbooks. I've gone through all of my. I've got a pile of my songbooks right in front of me. I've been pulling all of my song ideas that are just throughout all the years, and all of my rewriting all of my songs, so they're all in one spot. And I'm been working on recording an album. I'm very excited about it. So just making moves while balancing, taking turns. You know, watching my son, who's almost a month old. He'll be a month this week. So he's really cute. He's just a cute little kid.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Little baby boy.
Yeah.
Video coming out tomorrow. I'm gonna go have some dinner, a little Mexican food.
Nice.
Cheat night. Yeah. And what am I gonna do after that? Watch some X-Files, maybe. Nothing exciting.
Cool.
Yeah, I might watch the animated Hobbit tonight.
Oh yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah. So live stream on Rumble tomorrow, and all weekly shenanigans, all the normal weekly shenanigans. So thanks to all the Nerdrotics. Thanks to everyone who watched on Rumble and YouTube. Thanks to everyone who left a rant or donation. You help keep the lights on. We'll be back next week. Simulation theory.
Ooh.
So excited.
Time.
Simulation theory. Until next time,
baby.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
Nerdrotic.com.
Welcome, travelers, to the fringes of reality, where the strange and mysterious meet, and the thin veil between fact and fiction is torn. Welcome to the Forbidden Frontier.